His brother, was it his brother also thrown in jail?
Crossbow, I just popped a guy in the forehead with it. Actually, it was just seeing if it would work.
Was this a contract murder, or was it something out of anger, or was it a personal thing?
Neither.
What was it?
I just wanted to see if this thing would work.
You mean you're experimenting on somebody?
Right.
Did it work?
It sure did. Went halfway into his head.
This guy just has, like, no remorse for what he's done. It's like, oh, I killed someone today. Was it fun? Yep. Was definitely fun. Like, what?
It's like, I like to kill people with crossbows and see how far it goes into their head.
Like, what? I like
this.
to measure it when I see them down.
It goes like at least halfway. Like, it has
Not
to be
only
halfway.
is his job to kill people, like that's like his job is to just kill people, but he also found like a creative way to do it just for fun. It's like a personal thing.
It's like, you have to be, you definitely have to be a psychopath to do this.
His voice is just even, just like he's talking about anything else.
Completely monotone.
It's the norm.
Just
the
like
norm.
Beth, where she's just talking, like she's basically telling someone how her day went. Oh, I went to school. Like he's just talking, oh, you know, I shot a guy with a crossbow.
To see how it worked. It worked really well,
no big deal. He
How
was
was your test? Oh, my test of killing someone with a crossbow? Oh, it was great. Like, it went straight through
He
his
was
head.
like, yeah, he was in his car, no big deal. I was just like, yeah, how about I shoot this guy in the head with a crossbow?
There was almost
because
like
I
a
had one
sense
on me.
of like not he didn't sound like that, but like it like seemed like he like had like a sense of like proudness where he was like, yeah, it worked.
Like,
yay, it worked.
oh my
I'm
gosh.
cool. I like to shoot people.
Oh my god. Let's stop.
So back to the point, he is clearly a psychopath, and
like,
I mean, despite the fact that there could possibly be something genetic in his family line. I mean,
but
maybe
like,
him and
he was
his
beat
brother.
by his father.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he and his brother
and
both
his
got something
brother
genetic.
is in jail
Yeah.
also.
But the
for
truth is,
killing
yeah,
guys.
he was beat by his father, and when asked about his brother, he even said,
Come from the same father.
Just for some background information, his brother...
When Joey was 25, he was convicted of raping and murdering a 12-year-old girl. After he strangled the girl, he dragged her body over 2 adjoining rooftops and threw her and her pet dog to the street 40 feet below.
just like out of just wonder and whatever, why the dog? Was that really necessary?
Did the dog do anything to him? I mean, I doubt the 11-year-old girl did anything, but, like, the dog.
I mean, he's just a psychopath who went, like, just full
Berserk.
out. I mean, not even did he kill, like, this poor, like, I think she was a 12-year-old girl, but, like,
11 years old.
also her dog.
But it makes his brother look better because he said in the interview, I won't hurt children.
See, at
and
least
then
that's
his
good.
brother's going around like
killing all these 11-year-olds.
kids, pushing dogs off of
I
buildings.
mean, here's,
and,
like,
throwing
two
off
brothers.
bridges.
Two brothers, same family, obviously, and the same kind of abusive father, and both became, like, psychopath, socio-apathetic, like, people who just kill people.
Wait, do you guys think that maybe the dad could have been beaten by his dad, and then it was, like,
probably.
a terrible cycle?
Probably,
That's how it's, like,
unless
abuse,
he's
like-
just messed up.
Yeah,
and
but then think about it. If one father abused the other father, then, like...
it
who
must be a
started
family
it?
tradition.
Who started it?
It must have been
But
a
who
family
started it?
I mean,
maybe the
this is
guy
horrible.
who
I mean,
started it
clearly
was
none of them
born
are
with an
gonna-
incorrect gene, and then he started
Like,
to become
how do you know
psychopath.
it's
when they talked about his
Mm.
family, when they talked about the Iceman's family, he was talking about how important they are. Like, it didn't seem like he beat them, but in one of the interviews with his wife, they were asking her, like, why didn't you know anything was going on? Because she had no idea he was a hitman. And she was like, there was an understanding that I didn't ask, and he just did his stuff. And I mean, to me, it seemed like
She's also
she was
weird.
clearly...
I feel like she already knew.
She seemed terrified
what
of
was
him.
going
Like,
on.
she seemed really scared of him when she said, she was like, there is, like, a clear understanding that I didn't ask where he was going when he went out of the house at, like, 3 a.m. to go kill someone. Like, I wasn't supposed to
She
ask. I just
definitely
said,
knew she
I just
married
said,
someone
goodbye,
bad.
honey, have, like, a nice time, or something. Like, she seemed terrified, or maybe there was something wrong with her.
Have a nice time killing people.
Yeah,
at
like,
5 a.m.
Have fun.
Be back for supper.
I mean, he had 3 daughters. I said 3 daughters. Like, that's just...
Is that maybe that's why he didn't kill kids?
they showed
because
a
they were
clip
running
of
his
at the
daughters.
trial, and that was the first time most of them, like the 3 of them, were finding out that it was like true that their father had killed over like 100 or 200 people as a hitman. Like, horrible.
To link this back to the stranger, Marceau, the main character, has a mild case of psychopathy.
He has absolutely no emotional ties to anyone in his life, including his girlfriend, who he could not care less for.
and eventually, in the moment, murders someone and has no sense of remorse for it.
He also didn't think about the consequences of killing someone or if the reason was good enough to commit manslaughter.
Like all the other people in the other stories we talked about, Merceau is clearly a psychopath. And, I mean, although he doesn't really talk about much of his childhood, except for, like, little pieces of, like, he and his mother's relationship, he might have had some kind of attachment disorder.
From what we know from his mother and his relationship, I know I'm really nasal right now, so I'm sorry, but, you know, from what we know is that he doesn't really seem upset that his mother's dead. Like, that could just be him, but, like, something could have happened with
I think
his
it's
mom.
his way of coping, though.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's
I think maybe not
genetic
feeling
or,
it.
like, whether it's nature, nurture, genetic, or, like, his upbringing, I mean, there's definitely something that happened because he's severely apathetic, like, toward everything. Toward his girlfriend, toward his mom's death, toward his friends,
his girlfriend's
toward
like, let's get
killing
married. He's
someone.
like, whatever you want.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like we don't have enough background information on him in order to
draw a conclusion.
In
draw a conclusion on
Merceau's
him.
certain case, I think that, like, again, like, it's always going to be controversial with this because there's no, like, clear evidence of anything. And in his case, it could be either nature versus nurture, and it could be more of one or more of the other. But in Merceau's case, we just don't know enough to make a prediction. So I guess to sum it all up, the controversy over nature versus nurture just continues because there's really no hard evidence for any kind of nature that, like, is definite, like, no definite warrior gene that exists.
Yeah, there may not be a definite warrior gene that exists, but there's also not something like a definite thing that happens in someone's childhood that causes, like, a certain reaction. Like, if we could find that, that would really change.
I mean, in each story there's something different. Abuse, rape, and although there's something, there is no, like, definite thing that leads to it. Although, like there are always going to be clear, like,
well, this is
signs
why
of
it's
it.
still a controversial
Animal
topic.
abuse.
This is exactly
so, again, like, it's a very controversial topic.
which is exactly why we can't diagnose Merceau with anything.
Also,
but-
we're not psychologists.
That it too. But I mean, I think our answer for most of these has been that there's probably something genetic, possibly, like, different in each case, but there's always going to be some kind of nurture involved because something pushes them over the edge, some kind of, like horrible childhood experience or
The pornography that
crazy
they
thing.
watch.
So we don't really know which one it is, but which one do you think it is?
I mean, it's anyone's opinion because it's not definite yet.
I'm Peyton.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jenna, and this was our Radio Lab.
Thanks for listening.